So let's, I guess, start from the very beginning, right?
Yeah. So, okay. So this is Bentley Pascoe. We're at his house. Is it Pascoe? Is that?
Yeah, Pascoe, just like the city.
Okay, just like the city in Washington. And we're starting at his epic tank, and he's going to tell you about it. I'm going to film the tank while he tells you a little bit about how he got into fish keeping, his family interest. It sounds like you have a long history of that.
Yeah, there's a good history of fish in my family. So my earliest memory, and I've explained this once to Alex, is an old like 5-gallon glass lemonade container that was taking the plastic top with a little spout off, flipped over, and then a little like breeder box style filter in it, filled with just male guppies in my bedroom as a kid. And I was maybe 4 or 5, so you're talking over 30 years ago now. And then from there we had all sorts of fish, big tanks like this here, my rainbow tank. Full of all sorts of tetras and danios and angelfish when I was a kid. My dad kept a big 300-gallon glass tank downstairs full of koi that were all pretty sizable. My aunt, my mom's sister, was always into African cichlids, so you'd go from like the freshwater small fish house to this house full of African cichlids. And there's pictures of me as a baby, like looking up at a fish tank in wonder, like well before I could remember what's going on. So fish has always been big in my family for a long time. And then as I got to college age, I got into some aggressive cichlids like Jack Dempsey's, red terrors, or red devils, not red terrors. Green terrors, the other one.
Yeah.
I did that with my cousin for a while until eventually it was like, I'm out of college, I'm working, I'm living in places where I can't really put a fish tank the size I like. So I got out of fish for probably a decade. And then I got back into fish in a kind of a weird way. Randomly on YouTube, a video got suggested, and I hadn't watched anything about fish at all in a long time, from The Green Machine, so James Finley.
Yeah, that...
Right, and you see this... Yeah. I remember specifically, it's the video continuity, which is this shallow tank with this gorgeous red stone.
Yeah.
And I'm just watching it, and it's like Fish Bob Ross, right?
Yeah.
There's this lovely narration. It's very soothing. And at the time, I'm unemployed. I'm working between contracts. I work in the tech industry.
This is such a similar story to mine, because I was like unemployed in between gigs, and I saw YouTube, and I was like, oh, I miss my fish, right. and oh my God, it's been taken to the next level now,
right.
like, you know.
And like real plants, the most I ever had as a kid was just some banana plants that we would put in, and the fish would eat them.
Yep, same.
And like, you get this stuff where like, you get this weird things, like my great-grandmother used to breed Scolari angelfish back in like the late 40s, early 50s.
It's crazy.
And it was like, you think about it like, oh yeah, the angelfish, they'll eat little bits of the banana plant. I was like, well, Grandma used to feed them raw hamburger to get them to breed back in 49.
That's crazy.
Like, wait, what? Raw hamburger? And you listen to some real old school angelfish people, that's what they did, because growing brine and stuff like that.
Well, they just didn't know either, too.
Newer, right?
Yeah.
We didn't know.
Unless you're at a college or something, yeah.
Or you are one of the scientists figuring this stuff out.
Yeah.
So I see this. 3 days later, I've watched 3 years worth of their videos, and now I'm like, yeah, I got to get back into fish. And my brain is like, I'm gonna start small, and I went on Amazon. I ordered a little Fluval Flex 15.
Oh, nice, yeah.
The same day I ordered it, I was like, oh, I should look on like Craigslist or OfferUp or something like that. I'm sure I can find a used tank. And I found this particular tank that we're looking at, with its filters and stand from a guy for $150.
Wow.
And so before the Fluval Flex I'd ordered it even showed up, this is sitting in my living room with me going, well, all right, what the hell am I putting in it? So I wanted to do plants. And I was like, okay, so I'll start. I'll get my substrate, and I'll get some wood and some rock to set it up. And by that time, my little 15 had arrived, and I'd set it up and got it going, and had some struggles, like trying to remember what I needed to do in the hobby to, like, not be an idiot.
Right.
There's plenty of trial and error.
Well, that's when I started watching, like, Aquarium Co-op or Dustin's Fish. YouTube kind of comes in.
It's so funny. I'd started looking for other fish channels. I found Dustin.
Yep.
Guys like Jacob's Aquarium.
King of DIY.
But the video that really hit me was Aquarium Co-op's first fish tour of Gary Lang.
Oh, right. Well, that explains something here.
Explains why you're going to see a lot of rainbow fish.
Okay.
So I'm watching it, and I'm just looking at all these fish, and I don't remember ever seeing these as a kid, back in the 80s.
Right, yeah.
And they just weren't very common.
They were in hardcore hobbyists, but not at Petco.
The hardcore thing to do in freshwater was discus.
Yeah.
Right? And even then it was like, oh man, discus are so tough, there's all this filtration you have to do. Well, back in the 80s, sure, maybe that's more accurate. Nowadays, way easier. So I'm watching this, and I see Boesmani rainbow fish. And I'm just like, I gotta have this.
Yeah.
I have to have this fish. This is what I need to do. So I had been going to Aquarium Co-op shortly thereafter.
Which you happen to be wearing their hat.
Yeah, that hashtag
there we go.
Free plug, right?
Yeah, there you go. While we're at it, by the way, do you have a channel that you sometimes post a little bit on?
Yeah, it's just under my name on YouTube, which is Bentley Pascoe.
Okay.
I'm sure we can put a link down in the video or something.
Sure, totally.
I got a tiny channel, but I do a lot of tank updates. I have all sorts of random projects going on, which we'll kind of go through a lot of them.
Cool.
But yeah, I try to update it like at least once a week is my goal.
That's good.
I'm a busy guy. I work a lot, but
yeah, for sure.
I try. So I found out the worst part. I didn't even know Aquarium Co-op was in the Seattle area.
I didn't either, man. I was like Edmonds. Oh, that's the name of my hometown.
Well,
and then
all the videos I had watched,
somehow
I
didn't put it together.
At work, when I got this like temp gig for a little while. And his 50,000 subscriber video, they're showing all these shots right at the very beginning of the Space Needle, and there's a local hip hop artist, and I'm like, wait a minute, why is he playing all this Seattle stuff? And then it finally clicks, and I feel like just a dummy, right? I'm like, why did I not pay attention? And I realized it's like most of the time I was listening to the video or watching it, I had always missed the part wherever he mentions that he's in Edmonds, Washington.
Yeah. Or just glossed over. I did the same thing. I probably watched 60 videos before and or more.
And so I finally that day.
It's funny we both live in the same area, by the way.
That day I zip up there, which for me, I mean, I live in Kent.
Yeah, that's a drive.
It's about an hour.
And with traffic, it's like 3.
with traffic, yeah, luckily
hour and a half.
I will go with my roommate Terry, who also does fish with me. And he's got like a history of his mom used to breed South American cichlids. He did Oscars. So you'll notice we're both kind of fish nerds in a way, and both have dived back into the hobby with small fish.
Can you follow me around a little bit while I show people what else is just, these are side tanks, these are adopted fish and other fish.
This is not adopted. There's some adoptees in the big tank, like the angel and the gourami. This is a bunch of other rainbows that I'm growing out.
Oh, okay.
So these are all young adults, and then, of course, full adult dwarf neons. But you have McCullochais, which are the silver with black stripes and the red fins. That's a dwarf species, so like dwarf neons, they don't get very big.
Yeah.
They're a little less common, but really cool.
They are very cool. They're very quick.
All rainbows are really quick.
And these all color up really crazy, too, right?
Especially in the morning. I mean, if you get them right after feeding, they're really knockout.
So if you haven't seen Rainbowfish, guys, they really color. They change color. They're called Rainbowfish for a reason.
Lang.
Yeah.
You will see everything you ever need to see. But there's like a Tinjo Boesmani. Here's this guy. There's a couple more. I have Wanamensis in there. I have Millennium Reds. There's Wupoga Red Lasers in there.
What are these guys called?
So that's the Wanamensis. That's the Glossolepis.
Okay.
Wanamensis. They come from Lake Wanam.
Come on.
They're more commonly called the emerald rainbow. The problem is most of the ones you're ever going to see in a store have a lot more of that coppery tone to them and very little of the green.
I see it though a little bit in the natural light coming in. Sorry about the reflection, but you get a good look at that shimmery though.
Right, and these ones came specifically from one of the better breeders who's got one of the best lines in the United States, a gentleman named Mark Nicholson.
Okay.
But those fins, the dorsal and anal fins, keep growing long, and they eventually kind of look like almost tattered flag look.
Yeah.
They get really cool. They're one of the few rainbows that gets very long finnage.
Cool.
naturally.
Oh, I can see the emerald
Yeah,
in
and
there.
even, I mean, even these guys are young.
Yeah.
They're not even a year, and you can already see how long the fins are getting on them compared to most of the other rainbows.
Yeah, yeah, that's great.
But they're pretty close to good breeding size at that, where the eggs are a little bigger and easier. Rainbows will breed very early.
Yeah.
Now, early for them is like 6 months.
Yeah, right. It's all
But,
relative. It's not like guppies.
You get them to about 1.5 inches, and then there's that giant Shibunkin goldfish.
Yeah, what's his name again?
That is Cycles.
Cycles.
His whole job originally, when I got him at about 1 inch, was just to eat duckweed out of a few tanks that had come as I bought some plants early on. And now he's massive and probably needs a better home with other goldfish.
Definitely,
but he's got a cool kohaku pattern, and
he doesn't bug any of the other fish in here?
oh no, he's a sweetheart.
That's
He
rad.
just zips around and like mows down
Duckweed.
detritus and duckweed.
That's awesome.
I mean, that boy eats a lot, as you can tell.
And you want to show us the cautionary tale of why you worry about municipal water sources?
Oh god, yeah.
I won't zoom in too close.
Yeah, no, go ahead. So, your water can change literally overnight if you're on city water, any kind of municipal water, not a well.
Yep.
And you can see this, and there's videos on my channel of this a few months ago where there's no algae really at all. There's like little bitty touches of it. And this is like really nice. And the city did some change in their water. They said they just flushed it out about 2 months ago. And ever since, like this tank and a couple other small tanks have had this massive hair algae problem. So there's some difference, whether it's excessive phosphates or something in there that is really fueling the algae.
Totally.
And even, someone who is generally pretty good with plants.
Yeah.
This is, I can't tell you how often we come in here and we'll pull algae and it's just driving me crazy. So it's one of those things where we'll move the fish probably in a week and just really give this a full blackout. And probably like some chemical fixes to just bomb the algae out of this thing and try to get it back to normal.
Sure.
Because we're finally at that frustration level where we've tried all the normal things we would do to deal with algae and just refuses.
And so in here he's got a flagfish, right? Florida flagfish?
Yeah, one flag has been trying to clean up some of the hair algae. There's two L333 yellow king tiger plecos. You got the one on the side who likes to just sit there and be visible all the time.
Yeah, that's surprising, yeah.
And those actually come from Dean.
Oh, okay. Dean
Corey
Tweedle
shows all the time.
Yeah.
Who's, he's amazing.
Yeah.
His fish are amazing.
Yeah, I've been in his room, but
one random
secret.
rainbow baby, and then there's also two L128 blue phantom plecos in here.
Those are really nice too.
There's the one hiding under the slate, and then there's literally the other tiger and phantom hide in the underside of this curved bit of wood all the time.
Sure. And then in here you can see not as much crazy algae going on.
Some still. This is the other tank that's fighting it. These are where the Pelvicochromis tenatus bipindi.
So I have these. These are the ones you've seen at my house, guys.
Right. These are my parents.
Like literally his.
they like to hide a lot. But like mom's hiding over here under the log, and dad's probably in the cave.
Yeah. Oh, I see her.
I've got some really great video where they're like full color. And
chasing each other around.
Her breeding ritual.
Yeah.
It's amazing to watch
beautiful.
the little dance that they do. And it's gorgeous the way they flutter their fins, the way they cock their body. And when she's ready to breathe, she will literally like force him into a corner or into a cave. She just corrals him.
And they bend their body like a C.
It's so amazing to watch the shapes and stuff. It's just incredible. And I mean, we had an older camera at the time on my roommate's cell phone while I was at work, capturing this, and like he's got it top down and then from the side, and you can just see like how extreme the angle in her body is.
Yeah.
And it's just so crazy.
It's almost like they're possessed or like they cock themselves and just
it's like some exorcist level stuff going on, right?
It's really crazy to watch. It looks like there's one baby in there.
There's like 5 or 6.
Oh, okay.
But this particular round, I've moved them to a 10 because their other babies, the ones you have come from.
Yeah. I bought some of these.
They were starting to get a little aggressive with those as they were growing up because they were ready to spawn again. So we moved them over here where they could spawn again. And then this batch, I think maybe just because it's a smaller size tank, they were probably ready to breed again, and they really took a toll on a lot of the babies. But at this time, like I have so many of them, I'm kind of okay with that.
We'll see that in a second.
I mean,
right?
it sounds horrible to say like, yeah, I'm okay with them killing off their children, but
yeah.
And you can see like wallow supplies. And,
yeah. He's a serious fish keeper.
Yeah, well, or just somebody who spends too much money.
Well, I think everybody with the whole MTS thing is somebody who spends too much money. Now, if you're a millionaire, you still spend too much money somehow.
Man, I wish.
If you're broke, you still spend too much money on it. You know. So,
what a trouble to be the millionaire that spends too
I
much
know,
money.
right? Yeah. Well, I mean, this room is awesome. I mean, it's definitely a gallery room. This tank is just incredible. Even the plants in it blow me away, dude. And
Yeah,
the
look, and, like,
the dragonstone, if you put that much dragonstone in a normal 20 long or a 10,
yeah, it's a ton.
like this tank, people might not quite get the scope of it, but it's like a room tank, you know.
I mean, it's a 6-foot tank. She's a good size. And there's this. The cool part is that I got this crazy idea. We were literally sitting here like, what can we do on the rock? And I was like, man, I could attach non-appetit to it.
Yeah.
And so there's.
It looks great, actually.
Cafe Londra Red Mini, and then a bunch of Nanopetit.
Oh, you said it the right way.
Yeah. I know a little bit of my Greek mythology and history.
All right, okay.
just
Alexander the Great's horse. That's the only reason I know why it's supposed to be said. But right. I still say Bucephalandra because that's what everyone else says.
Most people call it Boos.
But it is. Say it one more time.
Cafe Londra.
Thank you.
And then there's a long fin bristlenose hiding over here, and there's all sorts of stuff hidden in this tank. That little Episco.
Yeah.
Just chilling out.
Some barbs.
Yeah, cherry barbs. There's Kyathid danios. There's gold ring danios.
One random glowfish.
The one random rehomed glowfish. There used to be two, but her buddy passed away.
Oh, I see some mountain
there are some white clouds in
white
there.
Clouds, yeah.
And then the big angelfish. There's the Akara, the Gourami. Those are all some rehomes. Where
This is beautiful. Which fish is that up there?
What are we looking at?
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's a crimson spotted rainbow. So that's a type of Australian rainbow. There's him, and he's got his girl in there, too.
The yellow on the fin is insane.
Yeah, I mean, his coloration is really stellar. And then you can see one of the other, Western rainbows here with the red fins, but very similar body and fin shape.
Sure, yeah. Very beautiful.
Just a slightly different variety. That's a Australis rainbow, if I remember correctly.
These go really, really well with gouramis. I'm actually I never would have thought of that.
You know, it's really funny.
They do look really good together.
When we first got this gourami, the thing we were the most worried about is that either A, it would be aggressive, or B, the rainbows would be so hyperactive and boisterous at feeding time that the gourami wouldn't stand a chance.
Right.
Put them in there, no problem whatsoever. The most that was weird is you could see the rainbows react when the gourami would reach out with its little pectoral fins and feel around. Right?
Sure.
Because they come from such dark, murky water that they have adapted to feel their way through things.
Sure, almost like a catfish.
So, we made some not polite for YouTube jokes about naming him Chester, and you can guess what that rhymes with.
Because he's feeling things out.
Right. And every time he'd reach out to feel a fish, you could see them visibly at first
what's going
flicker
on?
away, what is going on? And then they got used to it, and everybody's been cool.
Now he's just the weird neighbor.
Yeah, now he's just weird. He hangs out in the tree here and just chills out.
Well, that tree's cool, too.
Yeah, it's just a nice piece of spiderwood inverted.
Yep.
We really liked it. You can see, again, the hair algae problem that's kind of plaguing us right now.
But it kind of looks cool.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also ruining the Physidon spontanus I have in the tree. And
that's a bummer.
We've gotten to a point where we're like, maybe we'll just rip it out and try something different. We'll just line it with non-appetit or something. I don't know.
That would be interesting, yeah.
That kind of bonsai look going on. That's getting quite popular lately.
It is. And I've tried a little bit of that. It's a little bit of work, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks really good once you get it settled in.
Yeah, once it's settled, it's great. So let's move to the next room. I'm going to cut here real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll do this in a 2-part video release, just so that, people can...
Sure.
So this is the big showroom, and now we're going to show you behind the scenes in the next video. Don't forget to check out Bentley's channel, which is his name, and we'll link Bentley Pascoe, which we'll link in the description. And then also, don't forget to like and subscribe to The Secret History Living Inside Your Aquarium, which is me. That's me. And I'll try to keep bringing you guys fish rooms, science, history, whatever it is that you guys like. Like, subscribe, and click the little alert button next to the bell on both of our channels if you want to see what's coming up next. But
mostly on Alex's.
Yeah, because I'm the one who has all the time right now as a crazy artist that I can make more videos frequently and be a bum, which they'll probably be changing at some point. But for now, it's working out well. So thank you for showing us this big room. Next video, we'll be going into the other, the guts of
I like to call it the grow room.
The grow room. Okay, the grow up. You know, the legal grow up in Washington. We gotta watch it.
The legal grow room.
Yeah, the totally legal grow room. I feel like I've met people in parking lots for stem plants.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this feels so wrong, and it probably looks so wrong. But if the cops like search me right now, they just think I'm a nerd, you know, or whatever.
I can't tell you the number of times I've gone and like handed over money for fish or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And like it probably looks like to somebody else like some kind of weird drug deal.
Yeah.
I'm taking this pail off of them and handing them a wad of $20 bills or something.
For sure.
Like, oh god.
Okay, for that and more stories, tune in again soon, guys. Talk to you later. Swim on. Take care of yourself and your fish.